It's good, man. It's Tim Jr., aka Newbie, my nigga. You know, energy is just energy is very funny, bro. And my understanding and knowledge on that shit grows like every day. But last night, I took off, went on a trip and tapped in, and bro, it was one of the most beautiful fucking just experiences, man. And that's why I'm glad over the last over the year plus, I've been taking the right steps to gain certain disciplines and shit. So last night we introduced the concept of balance, temperance. But man, I was just sitting out in the back field, just looking at the stars and the moon, and shit was beautiful. It was beyond beautiful, man. And like, it's gonna sound weird, but a whole 5D of things, bro. It was like a huge concert, you know. But it was like I got to reconnect with my higher self. And it's like my higher self, I've been had him trapped away in a box or a prison or some shit, man. But the nigga was standing tall. And as I took off, I opened up the gate or the door or this prison. I let him out. And it's like he walked to the center of the universe and just started emanating this frequency from himself, bro. And he just started talking. And in my head, here in the 3D, I was standing on the right side, right hand of God. And then I crossed over and stood on the left hand of God, and I just watched my higher self work. And that nigga put on a show. And the way I felt it, man, like in my energy, it was just like everybody, from friends and family to like down to people that I watch on YouTube, all their energy was there. From readers to people who do review videos to artists to actors. Their energy was very much there in the audience, among the stars. To passed over people, they still up there in the stars. And I started off talking, and then even here on the 3D in my head, when I crossed over and stood on the left hand of God, in my head I started freestyling, and I was just like, man, it's crazy. I've been so out of touch with music over the last year and a half. It's crazy. I still write and whatnot from time to time, but like there's a feeling that's been missing, and that shit just came back to me last night. But anyways, as I started freestyling in my head, my higher self, that nigga was already he was on a whole different level, and he was just, man, and it was crazy. And I crossed back over on the right-handed guide, and which to me just stepped back into my higher self. And it's like, as I just looked up among the stars, bro, they was just all looking at me in amazement. Like, who the hell is this dude? That was like the energy in the ethers. It was just like, who the hell is this dude? Like, this dude on some other shit. That if you ain't up here and you ain't seeing this right now, or you ain't hearing it and feeling this, like, you will never understand. You just gotta be, I guess, in the frequency of it or whatever. But I remember there was a line that I said where I was just flowing. And like, even God asked me, like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? You remind me of my son, but who are you? And shit, I ain't even stopped freestyling. It's just like I started answering that nigga through the freestyling shit, bro. It was cold as fuck. And it was just like I could tell because I started getting my God body. The shit I was saying, the lyrics, the just the figurative language, and how I was just piecing that shit together. I was like, after he had asked me, like, who are you? You remind me of my son. I went hard. And like 8 bars later, that nigga just broke down crying. He's like, yeah, that's him. That's Junior. You are my son. And like, shit, it seemed like ages, but in reality, it was probably about 10 minutes, 9-10 minutes I was going. And as I stopped, when my shit was done, sat down in a chair, looked up at the moon, it felt like I had been being recorded the whole time. Like in my head, I seen the whole video. It was a dope ass experience. And like, as I sat down and looked at the moon, there was an airplane that went by, which was like perfectly timed for when I stopped rapping. By the time I started rapping, all you hear is a whoo of the airplane coming. And I seen it and I looked at it and I was like, I'm free. That's the plane that's taking me to my freedom. And then I sat in silence for about 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes. And it kind of felt like I was in a post interview, like a post, you know how athletes, like after the game, they had them post game interviews. It felt like I was in one of those. About the performance I just put on. Realistically, in here, I was just sitting in silence, but you know, in the ethers, in another dimension, I was very much active. So it's like I was in that little post interview, and probably about 3 or 4 minutes later, a friend walked outside, and it was just like, dang, look at the stars. It's so bright. And my response immediately was, look at the moon. I pointed when I said it. I was like, look at the moon. And right then, that's when the like post interview ended, cause it was like somebody asked me like, "What's the name of the track again?" or whatever. I was just like, "Look at the moon." And as I said that, a second airplane came, and I was like, "That one's gonna take me to my destiny." But it was dope, man. It was dope as fuck. It's some shit I can't even. Something you can't even write and put in a script in a movie. It's one of those things where it's like you just know it's real. Maybe I tapped into a moment somebody was having on the completely other side of the planet, in Europe or Africa or something else, you know. But regardless, that shit was real, man. And for the first time in a while, I just felt like I was home. I was back home where I remember my best self and my highest self to be, highest vibrating version of myself to be. So ever since then, I know that I've ascended. I may come back, I may not, I don't know. Got a lot of shit to figure out, bro. The way.